This is Inside Yale Football, brought to you by Yale All-Access. Back here on Inside Yale Football in the Kipeth Trophy Room, we're joined by Yale wide receiver and specialist Chris Smith, who really set the tone for that Georgetown game. Chris, congrats on the 37-27 win. Big day for you, 5 catches, 104 yards, 2 TDs, and just couldn't have been a better way to start the season, huh?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I mean, it was definitely a great way to start the season. After all that hard work in the winter and the spring and then the summer training camp, it was definitely great to get that first win under our belt and about to get into Ivy League play against Cornell on Saturday.
I got to be honest with you, having no doubt in your abilities, but because of those documented abilities, including 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown and 2 minutes and 23 seconds last year against Brown, first player in the Ivy League history to do something like that, I was a bit surprised that on the opening kickoff, you were able to take it 82 yards and set Yale up for a few plays and a touchdown, because I thought Georgetown might have been a little more ready for that, and maybe they were. But what we're going to do now is we're going to have you take a look at the video of that kickoff return and take us through it from your perspective. So let's give that a shot.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm starting in the middle of the field, and he kind of pinned me way back. It was a great kick, so I catch it back left. And then I'm just following Wes. He's leading me through the hole, and as you can see, it was a big gap. The wedge really kicked everyone out, and then once I get to midfield, I try to make a move on that kicker, but
he's the mightiest kicker in all the land.
As I said after the game, he must be an All-American, but I tried to spin a little bit and stay in bounds, but couldn't quite punch it in the end zone.
All right, well, that was certainly a great way to start the tone. You couldn't punch it in, but the offense took care of it.
Definitely.
What is it like to be a part of that offense? Coach Williams has used the analogy that he said, Patrick has the keys to the car now, and it's a sports car.
Definitely. I feel like we have a lot of weapons on offense. We have Alan Harris playing receiver, Gio Christodoulou, who's been here for a while, Deion Randall, who's a dynamic athlete, plays a little tailback, a little wildcat, Cam Sandquist, and then we have the running backs. You have Mo and AT. And then, tight ends, Keith Cody, I could go on and on and on. And then you have Pat Witt, who's in his senior year, and he really knows this offense well and gets us in the right, if we have a different defensive look, he feels really comfortable calling an audible or stuff like that. He really has a lot of knowledge on the offense. So it's great, and I feel like we're really dynamic and can attack you a lot of different ways, running the football and through the air. So it's exciting.
You feel every time you're on the field that you're going to score, the offense?
Oh, definitely. I have no doubt whether we start on their 20 with a good situation after a kickoff return, or if we're backed up after a punt. I feel like Pat can get us going, and especially our O-line. I feel like our O-line from the first snap in the game until the final whistle was just grinding and really making holes for the running backs to run through, and Pat had a ton of time to go through all his reads and make the right throw.
Now, Georgetown had some pretty highly touted corners, and I know it had to feel good to frankly beat them a few times.
Definitely. I think we thought that they had a good secondary, but I thought it was going to be a good challenge for us to come out in our first game and kind of see what we really have going on. We have 9 games left, and I'm not sure if we're going to face a better secondary, especially they had, I think, number 32 was an all-league player last year, and he was a great player, but I felt like with all our weapons that we're going to be set for our last 9 games to really be able to attack people and put up points.
You're becoming one of the leaders on this team. How does it feel differently, this season? What's the team's mindset this time this year as opposed to maybe last year or the year before?
I think we're just more ready this year. For a while, we've been really trying to get that goal of an Ivy League title, but I feel like this year we've really made it our goal. And after just in the winter and in spring ball and summer, everyone's really gotten on board, and I think we're really ready to make a run at this and really make it happen. And I've really learned from some of the other older leaders. I came in as a freshman, and Jordan Forney was a junior, and he was an offensive leader. Everyone joked and called him Steady Eddie, because he was just that guy that always was making plays, getting third down conversions. So I've had people that kind of showed me along the way how to be a leader and get it done.
Well, Six Smith, you've got some nicknames yourself.
Yeah, a couple. Randy, but yeah.
Where'd Randy come from?
Randy. One of my buddies, Josh Grizzard, was joking around with my nickname, and it's actually my middle name is Randolph, so he calls me Randy and Randy Boy. It's a little alter ego. I don't know. It's fun.
All right. Well, coming to Yale from Midlothian, Virginia, tell us about your hometown a little bit. You know, we never really get to hear where you guys are from, so tell us about your hometown.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I went to Clover Hill High School, and I mean, in Southern Virginia, I mean, high school football is everything. I mean, in the paper, and I mean, you have the highlights on the news all the time, and I mean, if you have a rivalry game, I mean, it's going to be packed, and everyone in the whole town is going to be there. So it was really exciting, and it really helped me because, I mean, football was my #1 passion in high school, and it was just exciting to play in that kind of environment.
Outside of football, has Yale been everything you thought it would be?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel like I've really been able to learn a lot and meet a lot of different new people. I mean, my freshman year, I had a guy living across the hall that was from China, another guy in the Glee Club, and another guy that had played violin and sold out Carnegie Hall before. I mean, just so many different kinds of people that I might not have been exposed to at a different school.
All right, well, thanks, Chris. And I guess, you know, in the NFL a few years ago, it was don't kick it to Hester, and pretty soon the Ivy League had better learn don't kick it to Smith, so I know you'd like to get as many touches as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that's Chris Smith. We look forward to watching him the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Yale wide receiver and special teams player, Chris Smith.